Hello friends, hello lovely people, hello soulmates. How are you all doing? I know and I trust everything is in perfect condition. Wherever you are, may God richly bless you as you watch and join us today. Today, on behalf of Gifted Hands Fashion House, I'll be making a jumpsuit. I'm working with these two fabrics. I'll be using this one for the upper part and I'll be using this for the lower part. To all our old subscribers, may God richly bless you. I can't thank you enough. And to all the newcomers, or maybe you're passing by and you just feel like clicking and watching what we are doing, please do not watch and go. Click on the subscribe button. And if you're privileged to learn anything from our video today, please like our page and share it as much as you can. As you do this, we'll notice you and we also notice you by names. Those of you that have been subscribing, we know you and we know you by names. Very soon we'll start giving bonuses to such people. May God richly bless you wherever you are. Watch us to the end. I believe by the end of this class, you'll be privileged to grab one or two things you didn't know before now. I'm too certain about that. Thank you. Like I told you earlier, we are working with these two fabrics. And we are going to start first with the lower part, which is the trouser part. After which, when we are done with this one, we'll now move to the upper part. So let me put this aside. Now to make our trouser or the pants for this jumpsuit, we need the following measurements. We need our waist measurement. We need our hip measurement. We need our crotch. We are going to work out the crotch actually. We also need the crotch depth. We need the knee length. We need our knee length. We need our knee circumference. We need our ankle length. We also need our ankle circumference. If there's any other measurement I didn't mention, you should definitely find out. You definitely know before we end this video. I've folded my fabric with my thigh measurement. To make a trouser or a jumpsuit, any of them, it's necessary you fold your fabric with your thigh, not your hip measurement, because the hip is divided by 4, but thigh is divided by 2. So hip divided by 4. For instance, my hip is 46, but 6 divided by 4 is 11.5. But thigh, my thigh of 28 divided by 4 is 14. So you can see 11.5 is smaller and 14 is bigger. So I'll fold my fabric with 14. Here I'm going to mark my starting point. This is my starting point up here. And then I want to get my crotch, but to get my crotch, I'm first going to mark my hip. I'm going to mark my hip of 11.5. Here is it. Okay, I've folded my fabric with my thigh measurement. I've folded my fabric with 16.5, which is my thigh measurement. Actually, my thigh measurement is 15.5, but I have 16.5 here, and it's not bad. I folded with my thigh measurement because my thigh is divided by 2. All thighs are divided by 2, not by 4. So my thigh is 31. 31 divided by 2 is 15.5. But my hip is 46. 46 divided by 4 is 11.5. So you can see 15.5 is bigger than 11.5. So I'm going to fold this fabric with 15.5. I have here 15.5, 16.5. So I'm okay. I have enough for the fabric. And then this is my starting point line. From this line, I'm going to take my full length. My full length is 40. My full length is 40. The full length is the same thing as waist to ankle length. So my full length is 40. Here's my 40 here, plus 2 inches seam allowance. Here's 40. 40 plus 2 for seam allowance. 40 plus 2 for seam allowance. So I'm going to connect this line. Connect it now. This is my full length and this is the seam allowance. Okay, this is my starting point. Here is my full length and here is my seam allowance. The next thing I'll do is to get my crotch depth. For me to get my crotch depth, I'm first going to measure out my hip. My hip is 11.5. On this starting point line, I'm going to take 11.5. Here's 11.5, I'll mark it. From this 11.5 that I marked, I'm going to come down with that same 11.5. Whatever you use for your hip, come down with it as well. Now this is 11.5. But remember, we are making a jumpsuit. And since it's a jumpsuit, I'm going to extend this 11.5 with about 3 inches. It's very necessary to avoid the crotch from being so tight. So 11.5 plus 3 inches is 14.5. Here's my 14.5. I'll connect it. Then make sure here too is 11.5. Here's 11.5. So I'm going to connect from here. Then I'll connect to from here. Let me just get accurate, make it accurate. Let me measure from here to 11.5 plus 3 inches, 14.5. Yes, 14.5. This extra 3 inches that I added on this crotch is done only on jumpsuit. But if I'm making a normal trousers, a normal pants, I don't need to add this 3 inches extra. You can check our videos on normal pants or trouser and see how we made it. So I've gotten this line. This is my okay, let me start afresh. I got my hip from here. I got my hip of 11.5, and the points here, I took it down to get the same hip of 11.5, but this time around, and I added 3 inches to that 11.5 because I'm making a jumpsuit. So this is the 11.5 plus the 3 inches I added to give me 14.5. And then from this 14.5 line, I connected it also down to this point, which means from here to here is 11.5, from here to here 14.5, from here to here 11.5, from here to here 14.5. So that's it. The next thing to do now, I'm going to take the other measurement, which is a waist to knee of 20. But you remember that 3 inches we added here is going to affect other measurements. So that waist to knee of 20 becomes plus 3 inches. This 3 inches becomes 23. And then waist to ankle is going to affect even my full length. Waist to ankle of 40 inches becomes 43 inches because of these 3 inches we added here. It becomes 43 inches. Sorry about this. It becomes 43 inches plus seam allowance. Okay. So my actual full length should be here and not here. Let me repeat the length measurement. My waist to my waist to my knee, my waist to knee measurement is 20. But you remember we added 3 inches on the crotch, so it becomes 23. That 3 inches, I'll extend it down here. My waist to my ankle, which is the full length, is 40. Plus that 3 inches gives me 43. I'm going to clean off this line. I'm going to clean off these 2 lines. So my 43 plus 2 inches seam allowance. Okay, I've marked my the full length or the ankle length and then my seam allowance. I'm going to connect this one too. This is my knee length. Connect my knee length. All right. The next thing I'll do now, let's work on the crotch. There are 2 methods of getting your crotch. The first method is get your hip measurement. I'm working with a hip of 46 divided by 4 is 11.5. And then you get your thigh measurement. I'm working with a thigh of 31 divided by 2 is 15.5. Now, your thigh, which is 15.5, my thigh, which is 15.5, I'll subtract it from my hip, which is 11.5. So 15.5 minus 11.5 is 4. So what I'll do now is, already I have a hip of 11.5 here. This is 11.5. Okay, so I can simply come here and measure out the 4 I worked out for my thigh. See 4 here. I'll mark out 4. Remember, I said I said thigh minus hip. My thigh is 15.5 minus hip of 11.5 will give me 4. Just come here and mark 4. Or you can simply say your thigh of 15.5, from here you just mark out 15.5. From here now, from this end point, I'll just mark out 15.5. So when you check these 2 methods, you see that both of them will give you the same crotch. So our crotch is 4. I've marked it out. I'll connect it like this. This is my crotch of 4. I need to connect my crotch now to curve it. And to curve it, you can use between 2.5 to 3 inches. Let me use 3. Then I'll curve it like so. Okay, I've curved my crotch. Here is it. The next thing I'll do now, I want to take my waist measurement. To do that, I'm not going to take it from this close edge. No, I'm going to take it like this. Take note. I'm going to take it like this. Because it's going to come by this side, not this side. Don't go and take it like this. If you take it like this, you make a blunder of everything. I'm working with a waist of 42. 42 divided by 4 is 10.5. So I'll place it like this to measure out 10.5. Here is it, 10.5. And then I'm working with a hip of 46. 46 divided by 4 is 11.5. See where I'm placing it. Okay. This is 11.5 here. I placed it here. I did not place it here. This is not my hip. See my hip here. Between here to here is my hip. Take note. I'm going to connect this to this point. If you have your curve ruler, use it. If you don't have your curve ruler, use your free hand. I'll still give you the same. Okay. The next measurement I need to take now, I want to get the center of my pant. So I'm going to measure half of my hip between here to here, which is 11.5. Half of 11.5 is 5.75. So I'll be measuring out 5.75. Okay, I've measured out half of my hip. My hip is 11.5. Like I said earlier, this is 11.5 here. Now this 11.5, half of it is 5.75. So I'm going to, I marked out 5.75 all the way down to the ankle. Okay, down to the ankle here. Now the next thing to do is, this is my knee line. On this knee, I'm going to get the circumference of my knee. My knee circumference is 21. 21 divided by 2 is 10.5. But being that this line demarcates my knee, that 10.5, I'm going to divide it again by 2 to get 5.25. So what I'll do is to place my tape like this. 5.25 is going to be at this line that I mark. 5.25 will be here, while I mark my original knee, which is 10.5, and I mark here. I'm just trying to demarcate or to divide 10.5, which is my knee measurement. I said my knee circumference is 21. 21 divided by 2 is 10.5. How do I get 10.5 when this line is involved? I'm going to divide 10.5 by 2. So when I divide 10.5 again by 2, I get 5.25. It is either I place it like this, I measure 5.25 this side, I place it again like this, I measure 5.25 this side, or I'll put 5.25 at the midpoint, measure 10.5 here, I measure 1 here. So that's it. On my ankle, I'm going to get the circumference as well. My ankle circumference. What's my ankle circumference? My ankle circumference is 16. So what I'll do here, I'm going to 16 divided by 2 is 8. Because this line is involved, I'm going to divide 8 by 2 again to get 4. Now that 4, I'll simply place it like this, mark here and mark 8, or I'll place it like this, or mark 4, place it here, mark 4, and then I'll connect it. Let me repeat this in case you are confused. Okay, my knee circumference is 21. 21 divided by 2 gives me 10.5. But I want to divide 10.5 between these two sides so that it will be equal. So for me to do that, I'm going to divide 10.5 by 2 to get 5.25. Now I'll place it on this line. I'll mark 5.25. I'll place it again on the other side, and then I'll mark 5.25. Hope that's better. Then on the ankle, my ankle circumference is 16. 16 divided by 2 is 8. For me to share 8 between these two, I'm going to divide 8 again by 2 to get 4. I'll place it like this and mark 4. I'll turn it the other way, place it like this and mark 4. So I'll connect my lines now. I'm going to connect my hip to this one, just like this. And then I'm going to connect this knee to this ankle, just like this. Okay, I'll do same here. I'm going to connect this to this one. For this here, I'm going to connect, this is that 4 inches for my cross. I'm going to connect it to this one. Connect it just like this. Okay. And this is what I have. For the front part of your trouser, you need little or no allowance. If you must add allowance, just add like ½ inch or 1 inch that you use to sew it. You don't need allowance that much for your front part of your trouser. So what next? Okay, what I'll do next, it's okay, I'm going to cut it now. I'll cut it like this down, then from here I'll cut it like this, and then from here I'll cut it like this. I'll do that and show you.